What's up guys, Hobbo88 here, and today we're going to do some more rFactor dirt racing, and we're going to drive something very different for me. Jarrett Miller asked, can you drive front-wheel drive fast-tracking motorsport skin at Florence, which is part of the mini stocks, or street stocks, or what are they called, hobby stocks, mod for rFactor by Dirtworks Designs. So I'm going to be driving in a front-wheel drive speedway car, which will certainly be something different. So we're going to have a quick look here. He said front-wheel drive, so it's a mini stocks, fast track and motorsports. So we've got, it looks like we've got a Honda Acura or an Integra, so we could pick that. Ford Mustang, no, nothing in there, not front-wheel drive I presume. A Ford Pinto, there's actually two to pick from here. I can hardly imagine driving something like this on a speedway, but anyway. Honda Prelude, so we've got two in here, so yellow. That one's a pretty nice one. I like the look of that. Mercury Capri. So black. And no Toyota Corolla. So I think I like the look of this Prelude. I think we'll go with that. The number 17. That's a pretty cool looking car. So we're going to do that, and he asked if we can have a run at Florence Speedway, so I've quickly checked to make sure I have that, which I do. And we're going to go there and have a run, 17 drivers. We're going to do a 20-lap race in the afternoon. You can see my aggressions and stuff up here. We'll see if that's close. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good race. Actually, what I didn't check was whether or not we've got front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars, which it doesn't look like we do. I'm going to go back real quick and allow the rear-wheel drives as well so that we can have the Mustangs and stuff in here. Why not? They're probably quicker, but who cares? Alright, so let's see. We've got the Mustang. Alright, cool. So quickly go to the garage, check the steering lock. I don't know what sort of gear ratio, half mile, maybe here somewhere. And I'll quickly check my settings for difficulty. Everything is turned off, so that's good. Controls, rates, rules, all good. Alright. Let's go out and do a few practice laps. As I get hit in the pits before we've even left. Alright, fourth gear. So, before anyone makes fun of me, I want it to be stated that front-wheel drive cars are not something that I ever drive. If anyone watches my iRacing videos on YouTube as well, you may have seen me race the Kia Optima in the SimSpeed TV All-Star Shootout a couple of weeks ago, and I really struggled with that car as well. I just don't drive front-wheel drive cars, so we'll see how we stack up and whether or not I can even drive this thing with any sort of pace. But I'll say it now, I really don't know what I'm doing. Huge understeer into the corner on that attempt right there. What if we really try and throw it in? Whoa! Alright, so that's not how you do it, but that was pretty good fun. See what these guys do in front of me. It's a bit hard to judge with the AI, but looks like keeping it fairly straight is the right way to go about it. So I'd say the closest thing that I've seen to this in real life over here in Australia is probably like junior sedans. So for kids that are wanting to get into speedway racing, sometimes they'll get thrown into a front wheel drive little hatchback or something to learn how to race in. The closest class to this as a proper class goes over here would be our street stocks, different to the street stocks that you guys run in the States. The street stocks that we have here are basically road going cars like this for dirt. So a road car with a roll cage, and we use our beloved Holdens and Fords. So rear wheel drive V6 engines. We don't see very many front wheel drive cars. I don't even know if they're allowed in street stocks, but I don't think I've ever seen one. Pretty much exclusively for Holdens and Fords these days. But probably the closest comparison to this that I can relate to over here, with the exception of junior sedans, which you don't see a lot of, it has to be said. Alright, so I'm struggling desperately, but let's just go and have a go at the race. We'll see how it's how it all pans out once we're actually in a race. Let's just pull up down here. So let's have a bit of a look at this thing. What a car. Front wheel drive. Can hardly believe that. Huge understeer at the turns. Now I have done a couple of videos before, or at least one that I can think of, in these cars for my YouTube channel, but it was a rear wheel drive. It was the Mustang, not the front wheel drive cars. And the rear wheel drive car is actually really good fun. But I don't think I've ever driven the front wheel drive ones. I never thought much point of it, but the request came in, so here I am. Alright, so let's skip ahead. We're not going to qualify. We'll start at the back. Next session. I should have actually checked to see where I was on times compared to everyone else in the practice. But anyway, here we go. We got 20 laps starting from the back at Florence, which I have to say, this is actually one of my favourite tracks. I sort of forgot about it. It wasn't until I loaded it up that I remembered where it was. Fantastic track. I'll probably come and run here again in something else, I would think, in the not too distant future. A lot of fun. Alright, so get ready for Understeer City down here at turn 1.
Green, 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 green.
Don't even worry about turn 1, turn 4 before we even get to the start line. So goal number 1, see if I can even stick with these guys. Goal number 2, actually pass someone. And if I can get those achieved, I'll be happy. Go to the inside. But nothing doing. Oh, the understeer is real. Whoa, have a look at that. Here we go. Leave room on the outside. I think we've actually maybe passed someone. That car glitched somehow there into the fence a couple of times in a row. Looks like it's from Mario Kart with the way that those numbers are written. Slide job. Starting to get the hang of it. Oh! I somehow imagine that this would be a class where contact is perfectly acceptable and somewhat mandatory. Straight line it up off the corner, get a good run. Oh, get blocked. We actually get down the inside this time. Completely driving it incorrectly. So far out of my element. But you know what? I have to admit, extremely good fun so far. Oh, going for that big slide down into the corner. We saw how that worked out in practice. Don't want to be doing that. But we'll go for the huge dive to the inside and actually make it stick. Grabbed a couple of spots. I've had a lot of people ask lately, and I don't know that anyone will ask about for these cars, but if I can share my setups or help people with the setups on the dirt content for rFactor, and I have answered to most of those people I think in the comments, but just for anyone who's listening, I don't create setups. All I do is I run default whatever they've got when I open up the game. The only things I change are the steering lock and the gear ratio. I don't change anything else. Oh. So before anyone asks if you're at all interested in setups for mini stocks, that is, I don't know. I don't know how to set them up. I just load them up and go. I'm running 460 degrees of rotation on my wheel, and everything else is all standard. Oh! Managed to pull up the slider. A few cars here out the front that are getting away. Looks like we've gotten all the way up to 5th from, what, 18th I think it was, so got much better than I thought we might. But we are only doing a 20 lap race as opposed to a 30 lap race, which I've been doing lately. So this one will be over pretty quickly. So we need to get moving if we're going to pass anyone else. Which at this stage doesn't look very likely. Sort of got the big entry approach going. But it compromises my corner exits a bit at the minute. That was a little bit better. Right out to the fence. Oh, this is Understeer, this one. That's alright. Certainly creates a whole different element to racing. Your approach to passing and taking the corners is completely backwards when you're dealing with a front wheel drive car, but we get that move done. Oh, very sideways down into turn 1 though. Actually allowed the gate to get open on the inside, shoved down the wall. And the checkered flag, we're going to get the pass made right on the last lap. We get it back. Well, I have to say, thanks very much to Jarrett Miller, because that was a hell of a lot of fun combination, a lot more enjoyable than I thought it might be. And also thank you for the suggestion on the track, because this is one of my favourite tracks and I'd forgotten all about it. So I will be coming back here and doing something else at Florence in the near future, I would think. But has to be said, that was a really enjoyable race. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Hit that thumbs up button if you did. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.